Welcome to our channel where we dive deep into the fascinating corners of history that textbooks don't tell you about. If you're a history buff or a curious soul, you're in the right place. Let's unravel the mysteries of the past together. Now, let's dive into our top 10 little-known historical facts. Did you know there exists a letter from the Middle Ages, written in 1165, that stumps even the greatest cryptologists? As we open the unseen chapters of history, we explore 10 lesser-known facts from history, promising a thrill ride. Starting our list, the bizarre Great Emu War of 1932. Yes, a war against emus. Australia's emu issue led the army to combat these, but shockingly they lost. The defeated army retreated, leaving farmers to manage their feathered foes. At the 9th position in our astonishing historical tales is the time when the United States of America harbored the audacious idea of purchasing Greenland. Let's travel back in time and set the stage in the mid-40s. The year was 1946 to be precise, an era where international diplomacy was undergoing significant transformations. This time, the US was not just a burgeoning world power, but also a nation with expansive visions. In a bold and unprecedented move that might seem fantastical today, they approached Denmark with an offer. This offer was not just a few $1,000,000, but a whopping sum of $100 million, and all of this in the form of coveted gold bars, an offer that could tempt even the most steadfast nations. However, Denmark, demonstrating a sense of sovereignty and dignity, politely declined. For number 8, we dive headfirst into the fascinating world of fashion. Focusing on a period that seems distant to us now, we are transported to the late 19th century. During this era, a curious trend was prevalent across Europe and America in the realm of women's fashion. This trend, while seeming harmless at first, had a dangerous edge. It wasn't the cut of the dresses or the tightness of the corsets that posed a threat to the women. It, surprisingly, the color of the dresses that resulted in harmful consequences. The luscious green dye used in the fabrics contained a lethal component, arsenic. This toxic substance was unknowingly woven into the threads of their garments, resulting in an array of severe health issues. And shockingly, it didn't stop there. It was so deadly that it even led to death. At number 7, the shortest war in history. Quite an intriguing episode, isn't it? This war is not of the modern era, but dates back to the late 19th century, precisely in the year 1896. It was a conflict that involved two powerful entities, the British Empire and the Sultanate of Zanzibar. Unlike what we usually expect from wars that they last for years, even decades, this one was an exception. This unique event, known as the Anglo-Zanzibar War, has left its mark in the annals of history. Surprising as it may sound, this war spanned a time frame that was more comparable to a short morning coffee break than a full-fledged conflict. The duration of the war was a mere 38 to 45 minutes. Yes, you heard it right. Not hours, not days, but mere minutes. The war was so brief that it ended before anyone could realize its commencement. It holds a special place in the books of history, not because of the number of lives lost or the territories won, but due to its unbelievable brevity. It is recorded as the shortest war ever fought, making it the shortest recorded war of all time. Number 6 guides us on an intriguing journey back to ancient Rome, where sweat was indeed a valuable commodity. This may come as a surprise to you, yes, but you've heard it correctly. The Romans had a unique perspective on hygiene and beauty, finding immense value in the most unexpected of sources, sweat. In the heart of Rome, within the mighty Colosseum, gladiators fought bravely, their sweat an emblem of their courage and strength. It wasn't merely a byproduct of their fierce combat. To Romans, it was a precious substance with valuable properties. This sweat, laced with the gritty dirt of the gladiatorial arena, was meticulously collected by devoted attendants. Carefully, they would gather this seemingly worthless residue, understanding its true worth to the Roman populace. This potent mix of sweat and dirt wasn't discarded or disregarded. This wasn't a symbol of filth or exhaustion, but was, in fact, a coveted beauty product. The Romans would package and sell this concoction as an exotic beauty product, a surprising element of their luxurious skincare routines. In the lavish baths and spas of Rome, the sweat of gladiators was regarded as a beauty secret, a unique elixir that promised youth and vitality. Hence, number 6 takes us to ancient Rome, where sweat was a valuable commodity. Yes, you heard it right. The Romans would collect the sweat and dirt from gladiators and sell it as a beauty product. Halfway through the countdown, at number 5, the Great Molasses Flood. In the early part of the 20th century, one of the most bizarre incidents occurred in a bustling city known for its history and charm, Boston. The year was 1919, of significant transformation and growth. Nestled within the city's crowded streets was a large storage tank, filled to the brim with thick, gooey molasses. Unexpectedly, the tank's structure gave way, and it burst dramatically. The aftermath? A tsunami-like wave of molasses cascading through the streets. This wasn't a trivial incident, it was a disastrous event. Boston's streets were flooded, but not with a torrent of molasses took over, causing chaos and widespread damage. This peculiar historical event resulted in a tragic loss of 21 lives and left scores of people injured. This bizarre incident resulted in 21 deaths and numerous injuries. Number 4 brings us the tale of a bear who served in the Polish army during World War II. This is not a fictional story, but a factual account of an extraordinary beast of the battlefield. The bear of Syrian brown species was named Wojtek, a Slavic name meaning he who enjoys war or smiling warrior. Wojtek wasn't just an ordinary bear, he was a living, breathing, fighting part of the Polish regiment, a remarkable comrade in arms. Born in the wild, Wojtek was found as a cub and adopted by Polish soldiers. He grew up within the ranks, being fed condensed milk from a vodka bottle, wrestling with the soldiers, and learning to respond to his own name. As he grew older, he was trained to carry heavy ammunition, his strength proving to be an invaluable asset. Unlike the other soldiers, Wojtek didn't carry a gun. He didn't need one. His battle was not fought with bullets, but with the weight of ammunition, providing his fellow soldiers with the supplies they needed at the front line. Even more amazing, Wojtek wasn't just a bear that helped out in the war. He was officially enlisted as a soldier with his own rank and number, becoming an iconic figure of World War II, and a symbol of bravery and solidarity for the Polish army. Named Wojtek, this Syrian brown bear carried ammunition and was officially enlisted as a soldier. Our third spot is reserved for an intriguing historical event from the early 20th century. Imagine a time when the United States had a unique town, a place with a name that stirred the hearts and hopes of young children worldwide. This distinctive town was christened Santa Claus and was nestled in the heart of the Midwest, in the picturesque state of Indiana. It held a certain charm, a whimsical allure that captivated the imagination of countless children. Each year, as the holiday season rolled around, the post office in this quaint town would be flooded. Thousands upon thousands of letters would pour in from little children, their hearts brimming with joy and anticipation. They believed they were writing to the jolly old man himself, Santa Claus. Located in Indiana, the town received thousands of letters each year from children thinking they were writing to Santa Claus himself. At number 2, the invention of sunglasses was not for fashion or protection against the sun. This fascinating piece of eyewear we use so casually today has quite an intriguing history. Originating from the far corners of the East, sunglasses tell a tale of necessity and ingenuity. They weren't designed to shield our sensitive eyes from the harsh rays of the sun or to add an extra touch of style to our summer outfits. Instead, their inventions served a purpose far more unique. Tracing their roots back to 12th century China, these glasses were the brainchild of innovative thinkers. They were crafted not for the common people but for the authorities, the judges who presided over courtrooms. Judges employed these glasses as a tool, a strategic device to maintain an unyielding poker face while interrogating witnesses. They wore sunglasses to cloak their emotions, to keep their thoughts hidden, and to remain impartial. Thus, sunglasses emerged not as a fashion statement or a protective gear against sunlight, but as a means to conceal one's expressions during intense questioning sessions in courtrooms. And finally, the number 1 little-known historical fact: a French postman spent 33 years building an ideal palace out of stones he collected on his daily mail route. Known as Palais Idéal, this structure stands in Haute-Rive, France. As we delve into the top 10 unexpected historical facts, from wars against emus and attempts to buy Greenland, to strange fashion trends and unusual beauty practices, history is undoubtedly full of surprises. Curiosities like a town named Santa Claus or a bear serving in the army remind us that truth is often stranger than fiction. So, keep exploring, keep learning, because history is a treasure trove of fascinating stories waiting to be discovered.